Welcome to another Memphis Monday 137. Building a cedar blanket chest. We really are going to finish it today. As a matter of fact, here it is right here. So if you want to see how we built it, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do next. We're not going to get anything done unless we do what? That's right. We need to knock off the chit chat and get to work. Here's a picture I got off the internet that is very similar to the design I've come up with. This is made out of pine, and it's got these straight legs on it. We're going to use cedar, and these legs down here will be splayed angles. Let's go look at the schematic. Here's a little schematic of our design. Instead of using pine, we're going to use cedar. These legs down here will be splayed angle legs. The top will be kind of a trapdoor design, and we're going to be using box joints right here. The hinging mechanism here might be interesting. Let's go take a look at I've done a little mock-up of the hinge. Let's go take a look at the hinge arrangement. Our top will sit down on top of the box like this, and when you want to get into it, all you do is you just lift it up, and this rocks back and holds in place by gravity. Let's take a look at the design. Here you can see how this works. It's pretty simple. By putting about a 15-degree angle on this a brace right here, when I bring this thing, it'll go past the vertical and lean back and be held by gravity. And I can put big heavy hinges on this lid, and they won't be seen because the lip of the top will cover up the hinges, so you can't see them under there. Save on time. I've already cut out our stock. Made up our stock. This is solid cedar, and I've already rough cut it to size, and it's ready to go. I think it's going to look really good. Let's go look at the cut list. Here's the cut list for the project. There'll be two sides. It'll be 22 by 16. The front and back will be 36 by 16. The top will be 40 by 24. The bottom would be 36 by 24, and then the splayed legs, I'll just be cutting out boards 45 inches long and 26 inches long. And I'll also surface plane them down to 3/4 of an inch. Okay, let's go ahead and cut up this stock. We just did box joints last week, so I'm going to kind of skip over box joints this week because we got a lot of other things to cover. So we just won't spend a lot of time on box joints. Well, I said I wasn't going to say anything about box joints, but this is a little different than last week. Last week we just had little sections that we did. Well, the errors are pretty forgiving if you're just doing a few box joints, because you don't have time to multiply out the errors. But if you have any errors in your box joints when you do this many, this is 16 inches across here, they will multiply out. You know, it'll be a 32nd here, 32nd here, 32nd here, and so forth. By the time you get down here, of course, you're a half inch out. So it's got to be pretty much perfect. What I've done is I've taken my backer board and both sides and clamped them together into one big piece, so that I can keep them. I can keep the whole thing straight. So here you can see I got the boards clamped together, and I got the whole thing clamped to the box joint jig so that it's solid. It's solid all the way around and everything's lined up. Got to kind of move fast when I glue this thing up because there's so much gluing surface, and sometimes getting these finger joints to go together not as easy as you think. Well, the glue up looks real good. I got it square. It was about 1/4 of an inch out, and I pulled it up with those clamps there. All the joints are pretty tight. Okay, we'll let it rest, and we can do a little sanding maybe, and start working on the top. On our little mock-up, I use this continuous long piece of wood go in there, but on our finished piece here, I'm going to use 2 blocks of oak. I'll be gluing them and screwing them in. This is an important glue up, so I spread my glue out, and I'm letting it sit for a couple of minutes to get tacky, and that will limit the squeeze out and also dries better. I got some wax paper here because I don't want any squeeze out down on the piece. What I'm doing here is installing some oak braces across here. I think over the long term it'll tend to keep the top from warping. Also strengthen the thing. Before we go to the trouble of putting the bottom on, let's put our hinges on and see if this top works. Okay, this is a moment of truth. Let's flip it over and see if the lid works. Well, that's exactly the system I was looking for. I think those braces look pretty good. I was going to fill those holes, but those screw holes, but I think they look kind of they kind of look good that way. Well, it seems to fit okay. Let's get some glue and tack this puppy down. And I'm going to stick this thing down with staples. I may switch to brads if I start having troubles. Okay, we got our box joints in. We got the top. We got the hinge. We got all this done. Our final construction job is to build these splayed angled legs, where we're going to put a compound angle in this corner right here to get them to flare out. Let's get to it. Okay, the first step is to turn your stock into a parallelogram, with two parallel sides, and then these two angles both going the same way. Now here's a trick on this compound angle. I only got my saw set on 90 degrees, but I get the compound angle that's also splayed because I lean the wood up against the fence on that parallelogram, on that angle right there, and then cut my angle. Let's see what that looks like. Then I just attach these individual parts to the bottom with pocket screws. Okay, I got the dry fit all done. What I'm doing now is just going back through and taking it apart and applying some glue. I don't know what kind of abuse this thing's going to take. Now, these legs are probably strong enough. I'm going to cut the legs out of this, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm taking and gluing a piece of wood up in there, and I'll glue it and attach it with brads, and it'll hold this corner together no matter what. Yeah, I should have cut these out before I did the glue up. I got those legs cut out. Let's turn it over and see what this puppy looks like. Probably got some more sanding to do. I put that little latch on there because, think about it, there'd be no way to move this thing if it didn't have that latch, because the only thing to grab a hold of is the lid, and if you pulled up on it, it would open. I'm going to do a little hand sanding, and then we'll put some stain on it. Hand sanding is important because with a random orbit sander, it's sanding random paths all over the wood. But with hand sanding, of course, you go with the grain. If you don't believe me, feel some wood that you've done with the random orbit, and then go over it with your sandpaper. I'm using 220 here. Now you feel it just feels totally different. I'm going to finish this. I'm not going to finish the inside at all. I'm just going to put some cedar oil on the inside. But the outside I'm using is stain and polyurethane, one-step stuff in classic oak. The reason I'm using it is because I like the color. Well, there's the outside finish. The inside, will not be finished with polyurethane. Instead, I'll be using, after the poly dries, I'll be using this stuff called cedar oil. It's designed to restore the original aroma of cedar wood, so that at the end of the day, this thing will look like a cedar chest and smell like a cedar chest. Well, I guess that kind of does it for our 100% cedar blanket chest. Got box joints, flared legs with splayed angles. It's got a big lid on it with oak braces. Came out okay, I think. That does it for another Memphis Monday. We're back where we started. Memphis Monday 137, building a cedar blanket chest. A few days ago, I didn't know what a blanket chest was, and my friend asked me to make her one, and so I had to get horsed up quick. We did box joints last week, but we did some box joints this week also, but these are a little bit different because they span 16 inches, and the longer the run of box joints, the harder it is to get them to fit. So I gave you some takeaways on that. But I think we lucked out on the color. I think it's just about what we wanted, and I think it's going to be functional, and I think it looks good. So that's all we can ask for. Well, I guess that'll do it then. I can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.